Good energy. Today we gon' spread good energy. Today we gon' share good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good Wake up, thank God, drink water, meditate. First 5 minutes will dictate your whole day. All about that positivity and raising up your frequency. If you negative, you will get removed immediately. Say be, eat clean, alkaline, nourishing. What you put in your body's important for your energy. If you're Debbie Downer, this is probably what you hate to see. But if you not, need to share this repeatedly. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Spread that.
Good energy.
Share that.
Be impeccable with your word, huh? God first, huh? Give back, go and serve, huh? Live your purpose, read more just to elevate. Never quit, run your wrist together, never separate. Gratitude every day.
Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. 'Cause we got good
energy. Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gon' spread
Good energy.
Today we gon' share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good
Wake up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day. All about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say be,
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put in your body's important for your energy.
Good
If you're
energy.
Debbie Downer, this is probably what you hate to see.
Good
But
energy.
if you not, need to share this repeatedly. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Spread that.
Good energy.
Share that.
Be impeccable with your word, huh? God first, huh? Give back, go and serve, huh? Live your purpose, read more just to elevate. Never quit, run your wrist together, never separate. Gratitude every day.
Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. 'Cause we got good
energy. Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gon' spread
Good energy.
Today we gon' share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say be,
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put in your body's important for your energy.
Good
If you're
energy.
Debbie Downer, this is probably what you hate to see.
Good
But
energy.
if you not, need to share this repeatedly. Good
Good
energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Spread that.
Good energy.
Share that.
Be impeccable with your word, huh? God first, huh? Give back, go and serve, huh? Live your purpose, read more just to elevate. Never quit, run your wrist together, never separate. Gratitude every day.
Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. 'Cause we got good
energy. Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gon' spread
Good energy.
Today we gon' share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say be,
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put in your body's important for your energy.
Good
If you're
energy.
Debbie Downer, this is probably what you hate to see.
Good
But
energy.
if you not, need to share this repeatedly. Good
Good
energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Spread that.
Good energy.
Share that.
Be impeccable with your word, huh? God first, huh? Give back, go and serve, huh? Live your purpose, read more just to elevate. Never quit, run your wrist together, never separate. Gratitude every day.
Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. Today gon' be a great day. Good energy. 'Cause we got good
energy. Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gon' spread
Good energy.
Today we gon' share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say be,
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put in your body's important for your energy.
Good
If you're
energy.
Debbie Downer, this is probably what you hate to see.
Good
But
energy.
if you not, need to share this repeatedly. Good energy. Woo, woo. Good energy. Woo, woo.
y'all. What's up? What's up? Good morning.
Hold up, because
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, people.
Don't mind us. We
gotta get a little adjusted. We in here. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, y'all. This episode was crazy.
a lot going on. Y'all know why we're here.
I feel some kind of way. Oh, we gonna get into it.
How was y'all New Year's?
Yes. What y'all do?
New Year.
Happy 2022.
Now we gotta get used to writing 22 now.
Yep.
Date, like
hopefully it's better than 2021. Lord Jesus.
Lord, let it please, Lord.
But thank you guys for being in the chat. Oh my God.
Tried to jump me on the way out.
Yo, it legit did. Almost took Sugar out. The disrespect. Good morning. Good morning. This queen won't quit. Happy New Year. Good morning, Abby girl. Good morning. Good morning. Yo, this episode was a lot.
So, y'all ready?
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Like the video.
Yes, please
All
give us
those good
engagement. It boosts us in the algorithm. You know, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to make it there.
We need y'all help.
Out, leave a comment,
share the
leave a
video.
like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Yes. Happy New Year, guys. We're about to get into it.
Lord. All right, so formalities out the way. If you're new, welcome to our channel. We appreciate you joining us, joining the gang. You know, we meet together every Sunday to discuss and talk about certain shows and things like that. And we also will be dropping content throughout the week. So I am Suga. This is
Spice.
Today we're going to be discussing Ready to Love season 4, episode 11. And this one was interesting, to say the least. So we're just going to jump right into it. Mm-hmm. And we start off with Tommy in the women's lounge and him telling, the ladies that they're going to introduce the guys to the family. This is, I don't understand why they do one guy meet the family, one guy meet the friend or the homegirl or the sister. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is.
I mean, we start off with Phil and Sydney. Phil's going to meet Sydney's parents and Aisha. At the same time, they're going back and forth with these clips. Dante is going to meet Aisha's mother and brother. So, I mean, Sydney is so nervous. And I just want to point out, Sydney is completely different in this date than she is with Frank. So she's so nervous. She couldn't even get dressed. Mom had to dress her.
Girl.
I'm like, all right.
You couldn't get dressed, girl?
Like, come on.
All your life you've been getting dressed.
Right.
You forgot today?
I mean, wow. Oh, Sydney's mom is really cute. Sydney and Sydney's mom, they both have like that light voice, and they have similarities in how they look. I like how they're kind of like twinning over there. I think Sydney's mom is really protective of Sydney, which is good. But if y'all notice, Sydney's dad is a little the quiet type. Yeah, so I thought that was
not for nothing. That's like kind of how my parents are. Like my father is like, I raised you. I trust you to I got a couple questions, but also it's like, you're a smart girl. I know you know what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
But my mom's like, because I'm over the business. What you want with her?
Yeah.
Till you do right by her. Gosh, my mom's not playing with you.
Right.
So,
and then on the other end, Aisha, Dante comes in. Oh yeah, Phil comes in with flowers. He got the 2
flowers for both, not just one.
Yes.
Not just one or the other. Comes in for the flowers for the mom and the daughter, and bourbon for the dad.
Yeah.
Woo.
Dante came in with flowers for Aisha's mom, so that's awesome. And they get into it, but we're gonna get into this clip about what happens next.
A little bit from my sis. 3 kids.
3 kids.
And 3, 1, 2, 3.
3 baby mothers.
Yes. There's always a question that comes up with me. 3 kids, 3 different mothers. For some people, that's a red flag. For some people, it's who you are and that's your past and it is what it is.
How's your relationship with them? Do we have to worry about somebody popping up, being all crazy?
Right.
No. So the relationship I have with my kids' mom are all good. They're platonic. 2 of the mothers have remarried, so they've moved on.
That's good.
I really like Dante for Aisha. I like how he's handling the questions. I like his confidence. I like how he's not, oh my God, asking me this question again. Like, this is so annoying.
He's
like,
understanding that most people, especially people who, if maybe they have one child or not at all, will be wary of dealing with somebody who has 3 kids and 3 different mothers of his children, and understanding that that's a lot to come with. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to continuously answer these questions. Like, it's cool. Like,
he understand. I love that. And then even when the brother was like, do we have to worry about anybody getting crazy? Honestly, that was valid because
you never know.
3 different personalities. You know,
it always might be one of them that still got lingering feelings, or you know, trying to sabotage the relationship or something crazy like that.
You never know. But the fact that they moved, 2 of them have moved on, they remarried, and I thought that was awesome. I was like, wow, okay, like maybe really
that's why Aisha's kind of like, oh. Because she doesn't really seem too pressed about it, so maybe she I'm sure she probably knew like 2 of them were married, because that is kind of a sigh of relief. Like, oh, okay, good. You don't. There's nothing. Possibly sneak going on here.
Yeah, I thought that was good, and I like that. I feel like he's being honest when he says the relationship is platonic and there's no like drama, because he handled it, and the way he handled Zadia that week shows me that he knows how to carry and conduct himself.
Yeah, because he was like,
because the way she was antagonizing him and trying to get the worst out of him, and the way he kept his composure,
he was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Points
that
for Dante.
Feel that way.
Points for Dante. Like, if only more people could be like this. Goddess M says, I love how her family didn't beat around the bush about the baby mom. I like that because why lie?
To the point.
Why lie? Like, if this is a concern, let's get to it. But let's continue with this clip, y'all.
Without sounding too personal, do you have like a savings account? Are you saving?
What?
No.
See, this is exactly what I do.
I'm sorry. When I mean your long-term goal.
No.
Mommy, this is, you cannot ask a man about his finances.
So they say relationship.
Sydney, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna let my mom ask all the questions that I don't want to ask, or maybe I feel like no, that's uncomfortable to ask. No.
Yeah, because I could just call my mom crazy, and then we could just, keep it
moving from there. And I got a couple extra answers that I did not previously have.
Okay. So I'm like, Sydney, oh my God, mom! You better let your mama do the dirty work for you.
What your mama do? She gotta do. She know. Mamas be knowing. That's what they mamas be knowing.
Okay. They do. So let it happen, girl.
Go in a reason, a season, a lifetime. How do you fit yourself into that equation?
I see a lifetime. She's more than just a season or just something that just goes by.
You don't think you're going a little bit too fast yet?
No. I think you moving what feels right. Relationships, they have their ups and downs.
I agree.
Yeah, Dante.
You can really feel like that is genuine, because it's just like when it's genuine and it's not rehearsed and it's not you trying to put together a story,
right?
It just comes off the dome and it comes off easily. I just want to compare it to the way that Frank answers questions, and he's very calculated with the way he's a spin artist. He kind of turns the conversation in which way he wants it to go and things like that. And it's like, that's why to me, he kind of just doesn't come off as genuine, because when you ask him a question, he's like, well, actually, let me tell, like, he just, is always giving some kind of like, oh, let me give the perfect answer that I think they want to hear, as opposed to what it really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we come back to Phil, and Phil, I mean, the mom likes him. The mom literally says, I like your face.
I like your face.
I like your face. I like your smile, which is awesome. They leave out, and Sydney and Phil are extra touchy. And mom says she likes him. Mom says that, you know, she, you know, just doesn't want to see her daughter get hurt again. And, you know, even earlier in the conversation, Sydney gets all choked up because I guess she says she has a lot of heartbreak. But I like that. I like that the mom likes him, and Sydney really likes that the mom likes him. And I feel like that's more so where Sydney wants to go. And for Aisha, they both like Dante, which is, I was like, wow, after one date, because, you know, like they have real concerns about Dante did a really good job putting them at ease, and he won them over, the brother too. So kudos to Dante, because that's not easy to do.
So now we go to Frank.
Yes.
Frank goes to meet Mumen's people.
Father, sister, and uncle.
African father, sister.
From Cameroon. I was not mad at it when Dad was like, why couldn't you find somebody from Cameroon? That is such a dad thing to say. Like, you know, like I have parents that are from Haiti, so you know, foreigners, they always like, why can't you? I'm like, yo, that is such a foreigner. You know, it's such a foreigner thing to say, which is hilarious to me.
That's hilarious. I just pictured your dad saying that. That's funny as heck.
Yo, like, Dad, come on. Like, why you gotta be like that? So, I thought that the dad was getting teary-eyed. Like, what was going on?
I don't know what that moment was.
He was like, he was giving her away.
You know, want the best.
Go fuck God.
And then she was like, Dad, please.
How do you guys feel about Frank coming in? And he's coming in, he like knows like all the like lingo and he's like, you know, I'm from such and such a tribe, and
it's giving you just a little too good to be true, Frank. You just out here just meeting everybody criteria. You always know the right thing to say, how to answer every question. It's just,
and then African parents want their African kids to have African babies. How y'all feel about that? Because I mean, you know,
saw your ex, Frank.
We saw your ex, and you know, what does Frank want? We know what African parents want, but what do you want, Frank?
Right, Frank's an interesting
person. Where do you lie? Like seriously, I can't put a finger on Frank. The uncle asks the notorious question: Where do your alliances or your intentions lie? Is he the only one?
Where is she in the pecking order?
That's what he said. Yep.
I mean, see, even like I said, with the answers, just very well, technically, like just be like, everyone here knows the situation.
Right.
We all know the process that everyone's going through. Like, it could have easily been her with 3 different matches or 2 different matches, you know. So it's like, just say what it is, and that's why I kind of look at Frank funny
like,
too.
let me get a drink.
Why Frank, being that everyone knows the situation, why do you feel like you have to always try to spin the answer, put a little sugar on it, make it a little sweeter? Like, it's just gives me like, in another situation, you just gonna lie your behind off to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is a situation where it's like completely unnecessary to put a spin on anything. Like, everybody knows what the heck is going on here.
That's it.
Especially me.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
Dad didn't like that though. Dad was like, "Don't waste my daughter's time," and I felt him on it because it was the way he answered the question.
Right,
like
saying he picking up on like, what? Why did you do that? Just right. Why are you? Also, I kind of feel like maybe the dad, because until the uncle kind of broke it down, he didn't catch the whole drift of the process, like the dating several different people at a time, and you know how it's working right now. I don't know if that was fully explained to him by Mumen.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I mean, but he leaves, and they all seem to like him, despite his answer. But we'll see how that goes because we're not sure about Frank too much. So now, oh Lord,
y'all ready for the drama? Are you ready for the drama? Oh Lord. And I'm interested to hear you guys. Y'all, I need y'all in these comments because I really would like to hear y'all thoughts on the situation between Phil and Shiloh.
Oh, I can't.
Because there's a lot of different angles and perspectives in this situation. Yeah. A lot of different ways you can look at this and feel about this.
But the way Shiloh's trying to spin it, y'all,
So first when they go into the meeting, I just want to point out the differences in their stories. When Shiloh comes in, how she says, we were just, we were out and I was just asking for a direct answer. And, in an effort to just, I just walked away, to keep my peace, to get a moment. And it's like, then you're like, he took it in his hands to just grab me up and Now, I'm not saying that she can't feel away or even feel triggered by someone picking her up because, I have had certain triggers in the past where if people get if somebody that I don't know gets within a certain closeness of me, it, would trigger something in me and I'll be like, I would react. But it's like, when you hear Phil's side and he's like, it's just so much you left out. You didn't say we were drunk.
Right. Tommy asked for
clarity. I have been
drinking.
You didn't say that it was 5:00 in the morning.
Right.
You didn't say that you were about to walk into a dark alley.
Right.
In a part of DC that may have not been the best.
Right.
It's like when you cut out those very important factors into this story, it kind of makes it look like you're trying to make it look like you're being kind of like noble and walking away, and he just ran down on you and was like completely inappropriate with you.
Right.
And I'm just not okay with that spin because there are real live situations with people out here getting abused emotionally, mentally, physically. And if you're going to, call it out, like, I don't think that's something that you should play with. Now, in the meeting, she does say, I don't feel like he was trying to harm me at all. I don't feel like he was trying to harm me. I don't feel like he was trying to harm me. Right?
But then she does also say, when he picks me up and doesn't allow me to leave, that's where he crossed the line, where he tried to physically take control of the situation.
You see what I'm saying? It's
like
you're throwing out, I did not at all ever in any point in time think he would ever physically harm you.
Right.
But then when you use verbiage like that,
when he tried to physically take
the
control.
opposite. That says the complete opposite of
the picture of what you just said. It completely contradicts each other.
Right. It's like
Phil,
it just doesn't. The two are not. It doesn't make sense.
Right. Phil says that, I tried to take her back towards the direction of the car. She was approaching a dark, weird-looking alley. Like, the fact that he wasn't picking you up and swinging you against the car, he wasn't picking you up because you just, he wanted to get your attention. He was picking you up to bring you back into the direction of a car. That's a very important piece to the puzzle that you're not disclosing. And the fact that she left those out just shows me that she's intentional in trying to paint a picture a certain way instead of just tell the whole truth,
right?
And be honest. Like, come on. Goddess M says, I understand Shiloh saying don't touch me when I don't want to be touched. But sis, you were in an alley in DC at 4 a.m. Get your ass in the car.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm with
come on.
If I'm with one of my peoples and I'm walking down a dark alley and I'm drunk, they better come get my behind.
Come on. You even look in the fact that happened that night, and then you're looking back on it and you're still trying to keep this narrative. Like, you should be able to look back on it like, okay, I was bugging.
Right.
But your pride, your ego, and your anger won't allow you to. Because your feelings are hurt. Because he didn't give you a direct answer.
That's another thing. I feel like two things about the situation. This situation just I don't know. I feel like she felt like, oh, it's like exposing Phil, but I feel like it just exposed way more about Shiloh than it did anything about Phil.
Absolutely.
It showed that one, obviously you're traumatized and you're not fully healed from something in the past, and
you're not good at taking rejection too.
Yeah, that
you're pissed off.
I think it's interesting that all of this stem from. It is frustrating when you ask someone a direct question and they don't give you a direct answer.
Right.
It didn't have to get to the point where the voices were elevated and things like that.
Answer the question.
But are you more so hurt that
you didn't
get the answer that you wanted, or whatever feelings you had for him weren't reciprocated? Is that was mixed in with this whole picking you up situation?
Yeah.
Like that's making it amplified, or like do you really feel like he was really trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like it just Shiloh
contradicting herself. Ivy Girl says Shiloh could feel triggered. However, how are you choosing someone and they not know your triggers? To me, she knew he was swaying with his feelings and reacted badly. She was mad. She was mad. But let's get into this quick clip of Tommy trying to rectify the situation that I think it's past that.
Look at him. Please do that for me. Because we ain't made eye contact since we sat down. Look at her, Phil. Look at him. Please do that for me. Because we ain't made eye contact since we sat down. Do you still like this lady? Do you still like this man? That's what it all boils down to. Do we let this bump us off and we just go our separate ways? Or do we learn from it and say, hey, let's talk. Let's figure out if we got something. That's what the journey's supposed to be about. Do we have something? I wouldn't walk away this quickly. I think there's still feelings here. Both of you got a lot of thinking to do. Is it something you can get past? Is it something that you can't get past? I hope you guys will try to talk it out, and let's see what happens when you have that heart-to-heart conversation. But it needs to be had. I hope you guys at least agree to that.
I want to give a certain amount of grace because this journey is not easy, but it's tough. I feel like my character is being attacked, and I can't stand for that.
Listen, I'm right with Phil when it comes to that. I don't know if y'all know this, but when he said, look at her, do you still like this woman? Phil was like, Like there was no, and that goes into like the communication factor with Phil. Like obviously, like things aren't past like liking her anymore. But Shiloh, when Tommy asked Shiloh did nod. So Shiloh does want to see some sort of reconciliation, which to me is weird because if you really felt so disrespected and so like, outside of yourself for him doing this and crossing the line the way he did, why would you still want that sort of reconciliation? You should be firm in your stance. And she's not. And that goes to show me that her story is not really how she's portraying it to be. She knows like there's holes in her story and she knows that it was not how she's trying to portray it. So that's why there's room for reconciliation. But for Phil, it's like, once you come after my character, there's no room for reconciliation because that's a line you just don't cross.
Because if your feelings get hurt and your response is to possibly ruin my reputation or throw dirt on my name, that's a very dangerous situation you're putting me in. And that's not something that I can just keep around me like that.
Right. And those accusations are some strong accusations you can't really come back on. BU Physical 39 says in her mind she's a scorned woman and she wants to quote unquote kill him. His character. She just wants to assassinate his character. And that is her way of getting revenge against him for hurting her feelings. But the two don't equate. That's like bringing a gun to a knife fight. Like he hurt your feelings, but then you want to destroy his whole character. Like that's not fair. So I don't know, man. Shiloh showed us a lot here.
I just think, okay, even with the triggers and everything like that, I would think if that's such a big trigger, somebody that you're dating, somebody that you sat in their face and told them, I choose you, I would think you would have told them about those particular triggers so that they would not have, activated those triggers. So it's just kind of weird that
it's just convenient.
I don't know what has gone on, but what have y'all been talking about?
I don't play with people who play with like real situations when they don't apply. Like don't do that. But let's move on to the next scene. Frank meets Sydney's sister Sarah. I didn't get much out of this scene. I mean, I just saw that the differences in Sydney. Like Sydney was like, "Mom, no, please." But then for her sister, she was just like, "Yeah, get him. Go ahead, attack him, grill him." And it's just like, dang, Sydney, like, do you even like Frank? Come on now. And the fact that Frank is meeting a sister instead of a parent, like,
also just the difference in like a couple weeks ago and now, where before when Frank had met her friend, she's like, oh yeah, he's just so affectionate, so all over me, and I love that. And now when she's describing, like, I mean, he is all over me, but it's like
I don't feel anything. I have a spark. I
don't
know.
When he met the friends, I just really feel like he could be the one guy. And then now you're like,
a lot.
Is he my friend? Is he just a friend?
Is he just a homie?
Like, that's a big dramatic difference from then and now.
Yeah.
I don't know what she discovered or realized between then and now. And I also thought it was interesting that she pointed out that for some reason when she's around Phil, she feels like she has to be more reserved. And Frank gives me, and maybe that's another reason I'm not feeling him. And again, we don't know these people. This is just all assessment from what we see on the show. But he gives me the vibes where he's like, I don't know. He just she just seems very silly and quirky and bubbly and stuff like that. And it's kind of like I can only imagine him kind of like her being really silly and him just being like, okay, girl, like
calm down.
You're doing a lot.
But he wants some entertainment and nightlife, so he has to have that personality. But I don't know. I don't see it when I watch the show.
I don't either. I don't get that from him. Like he was butt booty naked on Instagram.
True.
So I don't know.
True.
But
Sydney's sister asked, is there any other women involved? And Frank is like, we here to talk about Sydney. Forget about that. Forget about any other women.
Why are you talking about other women when I could be talking about Sydney?
Oh,
I want to talk about Sydney. See what I'm saying? How he let me just whip the question to where I want to go. Forget about what you asked me. I'm gonna answer the question I want to
answer. Yeah. But Sydney is like another guy too, so why we gotta like dance around it like it's something?
That's what I'm saying. The fact that you feel like you have to try to doctor up this perfect answer, and you know what I'm saying? It's like lying is wrong. We know that, but it's like if it was a situation where it's like she didn't know you were talking to another woman, it's like, I get why you're trying to lie because you're trying to keep the seat. You're trying to figure out which one you like more. But being that everything's in the light, everyone knows the situation. The fact that you're just kind of not lying, but like being indirect, just for fun, it's weird.
He's like, I have a connection with you. I know I do, and I don't want to lose you. And I'm just like,
somebody got to get lost.
What is happening here?
Somebody gonna have to one or the other. So,
oh my gosh. And she was like, are you saying the same thing to her? I was like, what?
And again, he didn't answer that either.
Yeah.
I do have a connection with me, but forget about that, girl. I'm talking to you. He didn't answer that question.
I don't know, man. It's a lot. Walter meets Sabrina's cousin, Stephanie. Yeah, Walter meets Sabrina's cousin, Stephanie. And I mean, not much happens here. Sabrina has all of these, like, reservations about Walter, but when Stephanie gets in there, she asks him the questions, like, you're used to dating younger women, how do you feel dating an older woman? I was like, an older woman? You mean a woman his age?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the heck is going on here?
I think it's interesting that Walter was only dating younger women.
That part. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Because I already feel like Walter just kind of hit a play.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were only dating younger women kind of goes along with that theory to me.
Yeah. So, and he answers it well. He's like, you know, well, my late wife would have been Sabrina's age, so I don't see nothing wrong with dating anybody this age. You know, I just, you know, I like her and she likes me, so I want to move forward. I mean, I just felt like Sabrina being insecure about that, you know, if she's going to take that into the relationship, that could be something that, like, if it's going to be in the back of her head, like, is she ever good enough? Is she attractive enough? I don't think that's healthy for the relationship. I like Walter's answers, but I don't know if I really even, like, believe Walter. I feel like what Sabrina said last week, like, he's choosing her out of default. Like, she's the last one here, and you know that they have a connection.
I feel like a lot of people did that this season. It's kind of like I came on the show, I kind of want to stay on the show. Like our connection is not really amazing, but
right,
I'll entertain it for now.
Exactly, that's how I feel about it too. But Stephanie says like she feels like he seems genuine. So we go from there. Now we're back at the ladies' lounge, y'all. We're back at the ladies' lounge. I mean,
yada yada. Everybody recaps.
Everybody had a good day,
right? Yeah. And then we get to Shiloh, and she's just in tear-filled eyes, just talking to Tommy. Tommy's like, "All right, well, you want to tell the girls what happened because they don't know what the heck we're talking about." Well,
oh my God,
I just, she tells her story and everything.
She makes sure to say that she did not feel fear for her life.
Right.
She made sure to say she did not feel like he was trying to harm her.
But I thought that Sydney's response was interesting because I never ever like when a woman is coming out, or anybody for that matter, is coming out and telling their story about a situation that was traumatizing to them.
Right.
And then somebody jumps in like, well, they weren't like that with me.
I don't like that.
Okay, girl, cool for you. Like, y'all probably didn't get to the point where y'all had an argument or a disagreement or whatever situation we were in. And people act different towards different people. So for you to say that is, it goes along the lines of victim blaming, where it's like, oh girl, well, you must have did something because he don't do that to me, or you must have did because she don't act like that with me. It's like, give it time.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like, I would have been happier if Sydney just was like, well, I've never seen that side of Phil, but that's definitely something that I'm going to take into consideration and just leave it like that. Don't just
even the energy switch from the room. Shiloh, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the confessional, I don't know what she's talking about. He is the complete opposite of that. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, granted, this particular situation, I do feel like
Shiloh stretching it.
Right. But that's not how you react when somebody is telling you someone that whatever did something traumatizing to them, because just because they act a certain way towards you doesn't mean that that's how they work with this particular person, especially in a relationship. Like, somebody could be your friend or whatever and be the nicest person, but then when they're in a relationship, they are trash to their partner. So you can't just tell people like, oh, I don't know, girl, no, don't do that.
Love Florette says Sydney was respectful with Shiloh. I agree that she was respectful with Shiloh in her face. That part. In the lounge. Yeah, she asked.
Do you mind if I have a conversation with her?
She asked if she could have a conversation. She said, "I'm sorry that happened to you." She's like, she was quiet. She allowed Shiloh to tell her story, but it was only in the confessional when she was like, I've never seen that side of him, and I don't think that he would ever do something like that. That's where she was like a little bit out of pocket, because
then it's not like, okay, I wasn't there, I'm neutral, I don't know what happened. Let's see what's going on and find out, hear both sides.
That's it.
You are in defense now.
Yeah, you're trying to defend him. You don't need to defend him. He was not there. You just need to try and get more information, and get a clearer picture. That's the only stance you should take. And Phil can defend himself. Like, women, you don't need. You're not there. Don't have an opinion. Just try and get more information. That's it. Love says, I like that she asked for permission to speak to Phil. I love that. I love that she said that because I feel like, she wasn't involved in that situation.
Right.
And for her to ask Shiloh for her permission to even talk to him about it, I thought that was really great. I thought that was honest. I thought that was fair. I thought that was, courteous. So I thought that was good. Then we move on to where
that's facts on facts on facts. Because they're
yeah,
that's like a thing. There's a culture of that, of people who, they find out their friend was a murderer or a drug dealer or a rapist, and he would not. What? I can't even picture it. Yeah, because they're gonna tell you that they murdered 17 people or they raped this girl, or you know what I'm saying? Come on,
come on, seriously. So let's just, Happy New Year, Doja Cat. Happy New Year, Shaq Bow. Goddess M also says Walter, Frank, and Mumen are just going through the motions at this point, and I agree.
It's just like we're doing it for the show.
Yeah, I agree.
This is like the worst season.
This is like, but this is where it gets like where we could really break down Shiloh and Phil, because now they come face to face and have a meeting. And to me, this is where I really saw Shiloh just show her true colors at this point here. Let's watch.
How are you?
Hey.
How's everything? Walking in to meet Shiloh, I genuinely wanted to apologize. As a man, I feel like I should have taken the lead. I should have prevented this argument from spiraling out of control. And I didn't. So I got to take responsibility for that.
Can I just say that I really agree with him there? As a man, you should have just gave her the direct answer. If the answer is I don't know, then the answer is I don't know. If the answer is I have not made a choice yet, the answer is I have not made a choice yet. Instead of
you have to know.
You gotta trust me.
Come on.
This is the process.
I
got you, sir.
You have to know that those
Don't do that.
nonchalant, not indirect answers are going to be like, what are you talking about?
Don't do that. So I appreciate Phil for taking accountability there. Your non-communicative ways made her upset and started the beginning of the spiral that happened. So yes, take responsibility for that. And he did. So I appreciated that.
Look, right.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to invite you here to talk to you about where we left off with Tommy.
I've been trying to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I just wasn't ready to talk about anything, really.
Phil was my strongest connection in this process. So after this whole thing has happened now, I'm like, hey, go back and reevaluate, Shiloh. Sometimes we need a wake-up call to just be like, hey, girl, pay attention to those things a little bit more now, because they might.
You see what I'm saying?
So now,
hey,
not
girl.
only is he just, it's like villainizing. Like, so now, because he picked you up, right? Because we're just gonna keep it all in perspective here. You didn't want to be picked up. I understand that.
Right.
You could possibly be triggered, but because he picked you up, to try to, what he felt like he was doing is taking you from a dangerous situation. Now it's like, oh, I've ignored so many red flags, and
I gotta pay attention to the little things and the characteristics, and it's like
I'm so heartbroken, and I'm just like,
see the picture she's trying to paint?
What's going on here?
Like a dangerous, violent DV situation?
It's just
don't do that. I don't. Oh my God, no.
Might not be so little.
The way we left off with Tommy left me feeling the type of way. I'm really hurt. I'm angry.
What?
You don't know how it feels to not be in an open area and not be able to leave.
I don't.
You don't have marks on yourself to remind you. If I say don't touch me, you have no idea what I've been through in my life that makes me say don't touch me.
Hold up. Again, this is confusing to me because now we're losing connection. Now we're going in two different directions.
Mm-hmm.
You already stated you never felt like you were in any possible physical harm.
Mm-hmm.
He was never going to harm you.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're saying I have scars, and you know what I'm saying?
You don't know what I've been through in my past for me to say don't touch me. And it's like, Okay.
I don't know. It's just like if you
Why?
don't feel like you were in any physical danger, what is the correlation to what someone else has done to you to harm you physically in this situation?
But you already acknowledged that he was not trying to harm you physically, but then you keep trying to connect it to somebody harming you physically in the past.
And he said, like, I've never felt like I wasn't in danger.
Oh
I wasn't in fear for anything. It just is like, it's confusing because it's like, which one?
Stop it.
Which way are we going?
She don't know. He was playing the queen won't quiz. This queen won't quiz says he was playing her and it hurt her feelings.
And that's what made me wonder, were they intimate? Because this is a lot. This is a
energy,
lot of energy, a lot of emotion. And maybe it is from some kind of past trauma. I don't know, but it's like every time you're talking about the situation now, you're like tearing up and crying.
I don't
and
like
it's
that.
like
she's playing in our face.
Know,
and I don't
like,
appreciate
I don't want to be insensitive to whatever she might have going on in her
because
head.
it's too
but
contradictory.
It's
It's you can't,
because he picked you up. It's like, now you were ignoring red flags and I should have known and all of this extra stuff that's piled on top. It's just
don't do that.
Confusing.
I don't appreciate the way she's trying to paint him into a monster, but saying, but he's not a monster. So why are you trying to keep painting?
Right.
I don't.
He's not a threat, but
it's very manipulative,
and I have to process this, and
it's very manipulative.
I just am heartbroken. And
Aisha said, yes, but this is a dating show. She knows the game. She essentially did to Phil what Tyrone did to her by backing him into a corner and wanting him to profess his love. Yeah. But when she told Tyrone that this is the process and she wants to make it to the end of the process, Tyrone had to accept that. But when Phil tells her that, she can't accept that. And she knew, like, that is your answer, sis. Like, he doesn't have to.
And not for nothing, like, again, he could have just gave her a direct answer.
He could have, yes.
Like,
if he doesn't want to,
this is the process, and people make a decision at the end of the process. You try to get your answer right now,
right?
Because now I showed you. Now I need you to choose me right now.
Yeah, and he could have communicated, but she also could have just taken it for what it is and left it alone. Yeah. So both could have did something.
Like she said, and that's what kind of leads us to believe, like, it has more to do with her hurt feelings than anything else, because you already said in your confessional that, well, really, I did get my answer because he didn't really want to directly answer the question. Okay, so you knew that you were not his choice.
Right. And you're trying to strong arm him into saying something different. Aisha says, your unhealed self will always lead. No one is responsible for your triggers but you.
Right.
Especially when you haven't indicated what they are and why they are. That's what Suga has been saying. Like, you never, like...
If I know that I'm dating this guy and I have a problem with people coming up behind me because I'm traumatized, I'm going to tell them, like, I just want to give you a heads up. If you come up behind me, I'm going to flip my wig. I'm going to freak out because this happened to me. Because you don't want somebody to, because, like you said, you're responsible for your triggers because they don't know anything about that past life. If you don't tell them, they don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
So then when you flip out, it's like, what the heck is going on? I thought I was coming up behind you to give you a hug.
Let's continue.
I would never do something like that unless if it was not in your best interest.
I know what's best for me.
I made a judgment call. You being mad at me for picking you up is reversible. The alternative of something happening is not.
Let me just say this. I know what's best for me. So walking down a dark alley at 4:00 in the morning while drunk, while pissed off, and possibly in high heels in a sexy dress because you were at the club is what's best for you? Really, Shiloh? You know what's best for you? Phil is saying what I was trying to do was prevent a bad situation from happening. He's into also preventative protection. And that is something that a lot of men try and do. My husband is like one of those people too. Before a situation gets bad, like to a point of where it can't come back from, he looks ahead and tries to prevent certain things from happening. So he's trying to, it's a difference between stopping you going into the dark alley versus you go into the dark alley, 3 men with guns pop out, and now I got to jump in the middle of that and try and get you and myself out of there alive. Like, make it make sense. We gotta. There's
just doesn't make. Why would
he's
I even?
he's
You're saying
one
you could have
person.
just let me walk in the dark alley and just watch me from a distance. Why would I even want to let you walk in the dark alley at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning?
I'm one person. I'm not made of steel. I'm not bulletproof. I don't have superpowers. Like, I can't take on 2 or 3 guys. I can't even take on 1 guy with a gun. I'm not strapped. Like, why do you think that just because I'm there, I can stop or save a situation? Had I let you walk and I watched and something happened to you, something could have still happened to you. I could not have saved you from a potential situation versus you not going into that situation at all and me bringing you to the car. That's what I have.
That's why
control
he said he made an executive decision. Like, I'd rather me pick you up and you be mad at me, but safe, rather than us go down this dark alley and something pop off. And there's no return from it, or something happened to you, something happened to me.
Exactly.
Also, I think it's really interesting that Shiloh isn't intimacy therapist or whatever, and you have a problem with people touching you. So how are you teaching other people how to be intimate if you have all this built up, all this long-lasting trauma and things like that? It's just
because it's the reach. Because she's not being honest.
If you continue to go down this alley and something happens to you, who is that on now?
Could you not have followed me and backed away?
A place that
and
I,
observed
as
me?
a man, wouldn't even want to be walking down. I made a decision. I'm not trying to take away from your pain. I'm not trying to take away from your anger. I'm not trying to discredit what you feel. I'm trying to tell you why.
I don't want to hear your reasonings anymore because
he literally said, I'm not trying to take away from your pain. I'm not trying to discredit your feelings. I'm not trying to take away none of that. And she's like still getting pissed off.
Like, oh, wow.
And then he also even says, I'm not trying to like discredit how you feel. But then after that, she discredits how he feels. She says, I don't care about your reasoning.
I think, so you asked him, could you not have just let me do this? You asked him a question, and then when he tries to explain, no, I couldn't have done that because this and this and this and this kind of happened. Well, I don't care about your reason. So why did you come here?
Exactly.
What was this final meeting about?
Right.
Was it so you can sit face to face with him because you knew he wasn't going to choose you and tell him that, oh, now I have to now break this situation off because, I just feel like you don't respect me and whatever. Like, why did you? I don't understand what was the purpose of this meeting. If you didn't care about his reasoning, you didn't care, there was no reason you should have ever picked me up, then why are you talking to this man?
Exactly. Like, you don't even make any sense because you're having a conversation and then you're like, well, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Like, what? I don't want to hear any of your reasoning. Oh, you could have followed me down a dark, dangerous alley that we don't know anything about and possibly get myself and yourself killed.
Could you not have done that?
Why is that not an option?
Why is that not a better idea?
Oh my God. I can't, y'all. I'm sorry. It's too much.
I don't know.
As there's no reason, none. And
Do you feel like I was trying to hurt you?
Yes.
You feel like I was trying to hurt you?
Emotionally, yes.
I don't understand.
Shiloh saying I tried to hurt her emotionally. It hurts. That definitely wasn't the intent. I felt like I was trying to protect her to the best of my ability. And in that situation, she may not have liked it, but how do you respond to that? Like, I don't think I can respond to that.
I didn't ever think that the level of communication, even the challenges in our communication, would ever lead to something like this. And the most hurtful part was just knowing how we ended that last conversation and that it felt like there wasn't a true acknowledgement, honestly, an acknowledgement. But I wanted to tell you in person, while I can understand where your head may have been at, I don't know how we could get to here.
She can't even formulate full sentences at this point. Like, she doesn't know what she wants from this conversation. She doesn't know what point she's trying to make, and she doesn't know what resolution or outcome she wants, because what she wants doesn't want her. She wants Phil. She wants to be in a relationship with Phil. She can't get that. So now at this point, she's trying to save face, take control of the situation, and then also at the same time get revenge for her feelings being hurt. But does the two equate? You hurt my feelings and I assassinate your character? Like, it does not make it does not equate.
It's very weird to me that you went in the meeting with Tommy. No, I don't think he was trying to hurt me. You went in the women's line. No, I don't think he was gonna hurt me.
Yep.
So did you think I was trying to hurt you?
Yes.
And it's like,
emotionally, yes.
Even if you felt that was the issue, how did he intentionally try to emotionally damage you?
Right.
What part happened that he was intentionally? If you felt like he wasn't giving you the answer that he wanted, and not being direct because he thinks he might like the other girl, it's like, okay, so then possibly, let's say he didn't want to give her a direct answer because he didn't want her feelings, or maybe even he wasn't sure.
Right.
But that doesn't sound like I'm intentionally trying to emotionally hurt you.
The thing about it is like she's telling on herself. He was not trying to emotionally hurt her, but she was emotionally hurt.
Right. That was the real issue.
The issue is not that you were trying to emotionally hurt me. The issue is that I'm emotionally hurt. And that did not happen when he picked you up.
Right.
That happened when he didn't answer your question in the club. That's when you were emotionally hurt.
Right.
And then it happened some more when you tried to press on and get an answer out of him and it did not come and you never got the answer you wanted. That's what emotionally hurts you.
It's just very strange with, the leaving out important parts of the story, the, switching up. No, he wasn't trying to hurt me. Well, yes, he was. And it's like, I don't know. So, let me read some of y'all comments. Ooh, we're going in whole up.
Y'all not playing these comments.
Aisha, hold on.
Says, Phil,
she is an unhealed healer. She needs a lot of therapy, but does not know it. Yeah, she definitely doesn't. He is not her therapist, right? It's not his job to take on whatever, you know what I mean? You got to do the work yourself. As far as your trauma, your emotional baggage and things, it's not anybody's job to do that and heal that for you. Shiloh just saying, follow me for it. It really is. It doesn't make any sense. Like, no. Good morning, Shar.
Hey, Shar.
I just Googled qualifications for intimacy coach. No Shiloh.
She's playing pseudo therapy games. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the play on words here when she's like telling the story. This queen won't quit says a man in the alley is in more danger than a female.
How so?
Yeah. How so? I mean, I know like for men, they try to rob you and things like that, but for a woman, they'll try to rob you and do more than that.
Also, we're, men are have the ability to defend themselves more because they're
bigger,
they're physically stronger and bigger. So
yeah, they have more chance to come out of it alive, but it's just not guaranteed because people they be having stuff with them, we don't. Bayou says he cares for her as a human being, but she wants him to be interested romantically. Yeah, she does, and that's why she's frustrated. That's why she's upset, and that's why she caused such a big commotion.
Queen won't quit. What do you mean? We don't know the full story of what Queen. I don't think Shiloh is bad. She lashed out because she is clearly hurt. But the thing is, because your feelings are hurt, you don't then get to turn around and make someone look bad or paint a picture as if they physically harmed you or something like that. You can't just do that because your feelings are hurt. People's feelings get hurt, especially you knew you were coming on a dating show.
Yeah.
If you were not fully healed from whatever trauma and you're the type of person to lash out and do something, then you should have had that healed before you came on the show. You knew you were going to be dating 10 people at once. If you had something that you could not handle, you don't, people get their feelings hurt. That don't mean you get to lash out and do whatever you want. If I want a man and he don't want me, I don't get to punch him in the face. I don't get to, lash out and
just because I'm hurt,
cuss him out and
hurt.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
this Queen Mother Quit also says we can't put her entire character in this one incident, but that's what she's trying to do to him.
Right.
She's trying to put his entire character into this one incident, and she's also trying to flip the incident.
I don't feel comfortable meeting my family because I feel like he doesn't respect me as a woman. He disrespected me, and you know, I feel like, you know what I'm saying. She's putting a lot on this situation to say that, oh, I was ignoring all these flags, and you know, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, and also we're not going to pretend like this doesn't say a lot about her.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that
how you reacted to trying situations
kind of crazy.
It says a lot about.
That's wild that you went this far to paint this picture and make this person look this certain way.
Exactly, because your feelings are hurt,
right? Because, and it's not even like he was like, oh yeah, I like her better than that. Like, it's not like he was like trying to rub it in your face, or, you know, he didn't even say directly that he didn't want you when he wanted her, and your feelings were hurt, and you lashed out like this.
Right.
I can only imagine if he would have just been like, yeah, I don't want to be with you.
Right.
Now what?
God as them said, a situation can go from safe to dangerous in seconds. Shiloh has to grow up and do some inventory. Her lack of self-awareness in this situation is crazy since she's an intimacy coach. Yeah, and they keep talking about, like, you know, their love languages and all these different things. And it's like, girl, like, it doesn't make sense for you to be this old and think that the things that you're saying, like going down a dark alley, 4:00 in the morning, tipsy, drunk from a club in high heels, you know, upset, like why, like, you're the perfect target going down a dark alley.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to put yourself in that situation here. You're not thinking clearly and you're not moving clearly. Oh wow, Nisha said this. Yeah, she's putting his entire character in this one incident. Yes, she is. And although we don't feel like Phil is completely innocent, we don't feel like Phil is completely innocent.
That, you know, he could have communicated with her
better,
and he could have. It wouldn't have spiraled as out of control if he would have just been direct with her.
Yeah,
but we're not about to make it seem like he went upside her head either.
No, we can't do that. And we also not about to pretend like Shiloh was moving like in a coherent manner. Like, you were moving wild, like
walking,
and he was trying to redirect you, right? Like, so
because,
come on,
it's like, if he did what he did and he triggered you, you know, I'm sorry it triggered you, but also if you look at the reasoning behind it, it's kind of like you said, I feel like I would have woke up the next morning like, oh, I was wilding, like, I really was trying to walk down the dark alley,
double down
in not a good neighborhood, and like I was bugging. Like,
her pride and ego won't even allow her to say, like, yo, I was on crack. Like, what? Why the hell was I? Why would I do that? Like, why would I put myself in danger? Like, that was crazy.
So wait, what? You were more what?
Zahira says, "Hey, Sugar and Spice, did anyone consider that suggesting he followed her would put him in danger?" Yes.
You said that, yeah.
It almost sounds like she wanted to set him up. I wouldn't trust. I don't think he was
I
trying
to say a setup.
No, I wouldn't say.
But I just really feel like she was really trying to take away from what he was saying, with him saying, like, I was trying to keep you out of harm's way.
Yeah.
And trying to be like, well, you should have just never touched me and let me walk down this dark alley. And it's like, when you say it out loud, does that make any sense to you?
Right. Like, you said that out loud and then you repeated it. And then you also said that he was not trying to harm me. And then you're saying, oh yeah, like, there's some red flags here. Like, girl, him trying to save you is a red flag. You, like, I could see, I'm visualizing, of course I'm not there, but I'm visualizing her being very, very stern in wanting to walk down this dark alley. And him saying, don't walk down this dark alley, is not stopping her. So the only way I can stop her is to literally physically stop her, because she's not listening at this point. She's not of sound mind. She's upset. And I just have to do whatever I can to make sure that she does not walk down this dark alley.
And part of me kind of understands the, like, that redirection, because it's like, I've been in situations where me and friends were out in the club. I had this one friend, we used to just call her track star, because for whatever reason, and I still to this day do not know why, every time she got too drunk, she would just run. We'll be in the club, she would just run. and we would have to go and find her and like grab her to come on, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go, girl. So it's like, you know, when people are, if you're more coherent, because he said he had one shot. Shiloh said, you know, so if he's more coherent than you are, then he kind of has to like, okay, I gotta, besides being the man and you know, the protector, you gotta, it's like he felt like he had to take control of the situation some kind of way and keep you out of harm's way. Like I said, if somebody don't want to be touched, I understand that completely. I'm not trying to take away from that, but it's like when you look at, when you weigh the scales and you're like, I could possibly walking into a dark alley and possibly something bad happening to me versus him picking me up and taking me to the car, it's like,
girl, come on. Like, don't try and stretch it. Aisha says Shiloh didn't care about his safety or her own. She wanted some expression of care, and that's why she wanted him to chase after her. And that's how I felt too. Like, you're expecting him to run down this dark alley to chase you off of some like romantic movie type Disney crap. Like, no, this is real life.
Girl,
we don't go down the dark alley. How about that? We don't chase you down the dark alley as some romantic, like, you know, show of care and love. Like, don't do that.
Veronica H, and this is a good point. Hey, ladies, don't forget Shiloh said that her love language is physical touch.
I was thinking that. But that doesn't mean that somebody can't
touch you in
the wrong way. Like, I don't want to, like that, like Suga has been saying, we don't want to take away from the fact that all touch is not wanted or warranted or, you know, accepted. But we just, it's the way this story is going.
We don't know, girl. Okay.
Z said, but why would he allow her to walk down the alley? That's what I'm saying. Make it make sense. Let her become a hashtag. Why would I pop as a man? Like, you're talking about as a man, he could have watched you walk down. As a man, he should not even allow you to go down that path. What would your father say? Your father's gonna let his daughter go down there? What is your husband gonna? His husband's gonna let his wife go down there? No. As the man in the situation, he should not allow you to go down that dark alley. And you know that. So stop pretending that you don't. And stop trying to spin it like it was like something else.
Because really, you really just said, why couldn't you have just let me walk into a potentially dangerous situation? It just doesn't, to me personally, it's not clicking with me why he would let her walk down a dark alley at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I don't know, child.
It's not right. Nisha says Shiloh is the type of woman that expects men to sacrifice their safety as an expression of love, even when she's the one that put them in that place of harm, which is toxic. It's extremely toxic. Phil is about preventative protection. And what I touched on earlier is that as a man, a lot of men do that. They prefer to be preventative. There's a lot of women that are like that. Like, they'll just start an argument and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my man. I get my man. And then the guy shows up and he's like, so you started an argument so you could put me in the fight so I could fight? Like, that makes no sense.
Like, why would you even want to put somebody that you care about in that situation to potentially get them hurt?
You don't do that. That is a very, very toxic trait.
You could get you hurt and them hurt. Why would you want to even go that route?
Right. A group of friends, quote unquote friends, left my family member at a club because she was too drunk. Oh my God. She was assaulted and left for dead. People really have to be careful when leaving drunk people by themselves. And this is what I'm saying. That's what Phil was touching on. You being mad at me is reversible. Something happened in that alley may not be.
I'm sorry that happened to your family member, Daddy.
That's terrible. And that's why she's
like I said, everybody reacts differently to alcohol. Like I said, my friend, she just run for no reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody it's just insane to me that people are expecting more from Phil when Phil did everything in his power. I would like to know what, if Shiloh, if that was your brother or somebody in that situation, what would you have wanted them to do? Would you want them to follow you down a dark alley?
Right. And then the next day when let's say he gets stabbed in the whatever and something happens to him, like, are you not going to blame the girl that he was chasing after for running down the dark alley and him having to chase her down there?
Or even if he would have said, okay, you want your space, then I'm going home. Now it's, you left me at 4 o'clock in the morning drunk at the club by myself.
Exactly. And
I'm just trying to figure out what other route
what did you want?
Because we already know that walking down the alley
and watching
does not
you
make sense.
from a distance
so what
is ridiculous.
I'm trying, and being in that position, it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
How do I stop her from?
And it's an active situation. Like he has to make a decision
quick
because she keeps
go around
walking.
that corner, girl.
Anisha said someone suggested that he call the cops. Imagine a black man calling the cops at 4 a.m. for what appears to be a domestic in nature and a drunk, unhinged woman who can say anything. Thank you, Anisha. Imagine. And to piggyback off of that, who's to say that the cops are gonna come like quickly? Like she already down the dang on alley. You know what I'm saying?
If it takes 10-15 minutes for the cops to get there,
people keep saying, "Oh,
it just doesn't make." Come on, be realistic.
It's too much. Like Shiloh really was trying to make this make sense, and it's like, girl, I just need you to just say, I overreacted. I didn't like you putting your hands on me. I didn't like you touching me. I didn't want you to pick me up. But you know what? I was inebriated. I was mad, and to be honest, being angry is another form of intoxication. You're not in your right mind when you're angry. She was pissed off. She was not in her right mind. So just say that and then say, you know what?
When you're mad, you'll say some crazy stuff like, "Oh, I'll walk home on the highway." Or something like
Listen, I've been so mad before that I've never done it, but I was thinking about literally getting out of a moving car just because I was pissed off. It's not safe. You're not thinking clearly. You're not in the right mind. Like, don't, like, please. And then to come back days later and triple down on this, Shiloh.
It's a lot.
Please stop it. This queen won't quit says Phil was right about the alley, no question. But we seem to like him being vindicated for all moments up to that moment. I will say that I just feel like Phil needs to take responsibility for not communicating properly. Definitely. As far as everything else,
he did take responsibility and say, like, I could have prevented this situation
by
from
just
happening had I just told her what she wanted to know.
I can't win Anisha.
That's what I was laughing at. Daggone it, Anisha. We're trying to be serious.
Anisha is too much for me. He chose Biden. Lord Jesus. Veronica says, it's all about the intent. And Shiloh admitted on more than one time that she felt Phil was not trying to physically
and that's
hurt
big for me too. Intent is everything.
Yes.
Like, what's your intent behind your actions? And, because sometimes people can only see in the moment, from their perspective. So now that's what communication is for. When I ask you, well, why did you feel like you had to do this, and that? And you tell me your intent. I'm like, okay, well, I can understand that.
Right.
But apparently she couldn't. So
no,
I don't know.
It's her feelings are too hurt, and it's clouding her judgment, and it's her ego. Her ego is in the way, and she will not listen to reason at this point. So it is what it is. Like Shiloh is standing firm in where she stands. And to say and to know that he was not physically trying to harm her, but then to try and allege emotional harm. You want to put him in the villain seat so bad.
So first
you want to villainize him.
Because first you said the problem was him picking you up. You feel like that was taking it too far and he should have never touched you. And then you added on, well, he was trying to emotionally hurt me.
Trying to keep you out of alley is emotionally hurting you? Maybe not answering the question emotionally hurt you, but that's not him trying to emotionally hurt you. So there's a big difference. But let's finish off this clip, y'all.
Like I'm still for real processing.
I am sorry that this all happened. My feelings for Shiloh are confused because there is still some feelings there, but at the same time, it's not the same feelings that I had early on. We are not a good match. We're not a good fit. That's sad, and it's disappointing.
I'm heartbroken.
Listen.
That's what I'm saying. Which part are you heartbroken about exactly?
This season has a lot of emotionally immature contestants. I hope they actually see themselves with each other. I hope so too. And like Suga was starting to say, like you're heartbroken. You know why you're heartbroken? Because you wanted him to choose you. That's what you, and you still want him to choose you.
And you said yourself, you already got your answer because he didn't directly answer the question. So you knew you weren't the choice.
Right.
So
Aisha says, you can't try to rationalize behavior that was irrational to begin with. Emotions are more powerful than logic. And they are. And the thing about Shiloh is that she is allowing her emotions to stop her from being logical.
Right.
And because she had already stated publicly certain things, like for her to take it back now and be like, yo, I was bugging, I was out of control, that's a big thing to do. She would have to be a really big person to do that. That's what she should do. But I don't know if she will. And I hope for the reunion that she will do that, because that's not fair. That's not fair to anybody. Like, man or woman, for them to be trying to look out for your best interest physically, and then you turn around and flip it on them like that. That's
even when
so
she
hurtful.
was describing it to the lady, she still left out that part about 4:00 in the morning.
She left all of that
down
out.
a dark alley, drunk.
Yep.
You know, and that's why everybody was like, "Whoa!" Like,
yeah, exactly. It's not cool. This queen won't quit. Heartbroken. I am too. I wish that Shiloh and Phil would have been able to get on the same page here, but unfortunately, she's just being really stubborn and trying to pin him out to be a villain in this situation. This queen won't quit says she's heartbroken because at the 11th hour he flipped the script on her for someone he just met. Yeah, but that's part of the
show.
We know that. We know that can happen.
We've seen situations even like last season with Jason where he was Kyra, and then at the last minute, it was Liz. Now you love Liz, and it's like, I mean, that's part of the game because depending on like if you put all your eggs in one basket or not, he had all his eggs in one basket. They threw Sydney in to throw a wrench in the situation.
Right.
The more that he got to know her, I guess he connected with her more possibly than he did with Shiloh. So now it's like,
it's the name of the game, and when you sign up for this kind of thing, you never know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Even though you think it's supposed to go a certain way, it could go another way. And we as adults gotta accept that.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people kind of mess themselves up when they sign up for this process, because they do expect it to go one certain way.
Yeah.
They do go in thinking, oh, I have all these options, and I'm gonna end up with these 3 guys that I'm gonna choose from, or these 3 women that I'm gonna choose from in the end. And then you go there, you might not connect with all these people. You have this one connection, but your one connection has 3 connections, and now you're just waiting for this person to make a decision, and then it turned out how you thought it was going to pan out in your head.
That's a sucky position to be in, but it's the name of the game at the same time.
Right.
It's just the reality of the situation. Aisha said, "What's sad is that Phil is really mostly physically attracted to." If Shiloh had held steady, Phil would have realized that she has essentially pushed him over towards Sydney with her insecurity. Yeah. He's mostly physically attracted to Sydney. Yeah. If Shiloh would have held her own and been more mature and maybe shown more of herself and tried to connect with him on different levels, she could have still swayed him over to her side.
And that's why you don't be like, well, pick me right now because I picked you. It's like, no, we said that last season, like, stop focusing on their connection with the next person. Focus on building your connection, because if you build a stronger connection than the next person, then you don't have to worry about what the heck they got going on.
Right. I think Shiloh and Sydney are both beautiful in their own right.
But it is interesting that you say that, because even Frank, when he was like, if I just had to go with by looks, just
she's back.
She look like, and then he was like, but I like Mumen too, and it's like, oh, okay,
yeah, like you kind of see where he more so wants to be. And men are visual creatures and physical creatures, so that may get somebody's interest initially, but that doesn't mean that his mind is made up
long term. That's going to keep his attention.
Right. Z says this went too far. You think they were a couple,
and that's why I was like, "Where y'all miss intimacy? Where y'all intimate?" Because it's a lot of emotion behind this. either the trauma or that is bringing forth all this like tears and emotion, and
right.
It's very heavy for this particular situation.
Right.
In my opinion, at least.
Right. This queen won't quit says true, best not to sign up. Yeah.
Because when Shiloh first came in, everybody likes her.
Yeah.
All the guys were feeling her. So
yeah.
she just had her pick. Like,
yeah.
You know
and she liked being in that position.
The process,
yeah.
one choice.
Right. So it's hard on the other side of the
right.
Veronica says, in real life, someone can change their mind about dating you and don't owe you any explanation. That's true. But if that's someone that cares about you, that you've been building a relationship with, they should give you an explanation, you know?
Yeah.
It's not wrong of Shiloh to want communication.
Yeah.
It's just
if you're not feeling me like that, you can just say that, and I cannot.
Right.
Like, if you know there's no way we can continue, like you are feeling her, that's it, and nothing I do is gonna, change that, or us continues to get to know each other is not gonna change that. Then I can just go home.
Yeah. This queen won't quit says Shiloh had 99 questions, but Sydney wasn't asking. I mean, for a man, he would choose the easier path. There may be something said to that, because didn't Phil say something about her being a little annoying?
Sydney?
Phil said something about Shiloh being annoying. And Sydney is more go with the flow, and Shiloh has a lot of questions.
She didn't even want her mom.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But then that's also not a true representation of how your relationship is going to go.
Sydney kind of, I don't know. Sydney seems like she gets very carried away to me. Like, because last week you were talking about Frank, and I just think he might be the one.
We're the same person.
And then now you're in front of your parents with Phil, and you're like, I don't want to say it was love at first sight.
That was a lot. That
Girl,
was a lot.
She seems like she comes with a lot.
Yeah.
Head first, she's jumping in into a situation with a lot of emotion and a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
So
I wish for Phil, and I think that he did take this out of the situation, that he could have did a better job communicating. And I think that for Shiloh, she needs to take out of this that she should not let her emotions run her and rule her. Because then we go to the last scene, and then Tommy and Shiloh are talking. And this part bothered me because Shiloh made it a point to say again that he emotionally hurt her.
And it's crazy because Tommy just asked you the same question previously.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like he was trying to hurt you? No,
I don't. And then you meet up with him again, and then yes, emotionally. And it's like with the dramatic effect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for that too much. Shiloh ends up self-eliminating. Tommy does say, like, but he didn't physically hurt you, right? And she gets a little bit like, okay, yeah, he did, and I said that already, and I meant that. But it's still like, girl, It's just the way you try to press it too much. It just allows me to feel like you're trying to put him in a box because your feelings are hurt, and that's not fair.
I haven't looked. A lot of people during or after the show, they do interviews and things like that with certain bloggers. I'm curious to see if someone interviews her, what her take on the situation will be.
I hope it'll be different from what we've seen on the show. Okay. Goddess says, I'm not policing anybody, but I would never ever sleep with someone while on a date show. These things really happen. Yeah, and
because
then
it can go any way. We don't know how it's gonna end, who they're gonna choose in the end.
Right.
So it's best to keep that out of it for now.
Yeah.
Y'all not in a relationship?
Yeah. Z says that's why Sydney was brought on the show to shake things up. Yeah.
Right. That's what what they brought her in Brokey McBroke on for her. I can't remember his name right now. Sean. You know what I'm saying?
Cold world. Ivy Girl said, but did you see at the end when she met with Tommy? Yeah, how she paused all the dramatic effect. When she paused, when she asked if he felt like physically threatened. That was dramatic and unnecessary. Is what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
All
the tears and stuff.
Yes.
Are you heartbroken?
Emotionally.
Because you felt like you weren't his pick, or are you heartbroken because he picked you up?
Yes. Aisha, I knew Aisha was going to say this.
Lord.
I knew Aisha was going to go there. Frank talking about strong African family, African babies, and bringing on his lily white ex-girlfriend.
Anisha, we might be a little too alike. I said that earlier.
Yo, you and Sugar, y'all be on the same page for real. I was like, okay, but that's what his African parents want. That doesn't mean that's what he wants. And Sugar was like, okay, but why he had to even say that? But then also 2 weeks ago, bring on homegirl. You know what I'm saying? You're right. I mean, like to make a point to say that is
right.
like
Motherland.
Yeah, like
we're prideful.
Yeah, like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Livy was like Frank. Livy was like sure.
Right. Z says Shiloh showed her hands up fast. She should have played along and see where things would have ended up. Just keep it light.
Even if you felt triggered, I feel like you could have had a conversation with him. Like, I didn't discuss this with you previously, but if I'm mad, don't touch me.
Right.
Like, don't, and I ain't playing with you. This is not oh no, don't touch, no, stop. Like, no, I want you to chase after me. Like, no, for real.
She was playing, yeah. She was playing. Anisha says Shiloh ironically is causing emotional harm. I agree. Yep. This queen quit said Frank was so funny when he switched his accent. Yeah, the way he be switching up a lot of things. Like,
I'm surprised he ain't pop up in a full garb. Like,
hey, yes,
my family.
Frank will do what he needs to do. He knows how to put on.
Frank, I can see him being a politician or like running for mayor or something like that.
He knows how to play the part. Anisha says, "Oh, Frank is such an Anglo name. Why not use your beautiful African name?"
It's just
and why Frank?
When he was like, "Oh yeah, Frank also whatever." So you pick Frank. You pick Frank, but you just say you're prideful. I don't know. That's interesting.
That's
but
a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Mumen is a going girl, gorgeous name. Yes. I hope she finds love in herself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that Frank is not Mumen's choice.
No. Frank is way too good at talking. He has a silver tongue. Yeah. And Mumen is too easily influenced.
Yes, too
that
easily
is not
swayed.
a good match at all.
Yeah. It's not good at all. Like, I agree. I think Mumen is a gorgeous girl, gorgeous name, gorgeous everything, and she has a gorgeous spirit. I really like her humble, like.
That's why I thought it was interesting when she was with, what was it, the brown girl gang?
Yeah, she's not.
Like, that's,
not Mumen. Yeah, she's not like that. So. I like Mumen a lot. I really do hope she finds somebody, but that person isn't Frank. The person is not on the show.
They're not.
Frank wants to get down, and the fact that he said Sydney is stacked like a model.
She didn't say anything about her personality. He didn't even say she was pretty. He said she's stacked. Body, yada.
That's all Frank cares about.
Bombay Pass. So
and
you already know.
And Mumen wants to be celibate, so marriage. Come on, like it just doesn't make sense. This Queen Won't Quit said Mumen wasn't there for a match. I think it was more for exposure, but for the right reasons. She is a singer. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she is a singer. That's true.
Surprised she ain't break out with it. I wrote a song for you. Ooh, yeah.
She did with Walter on that one episode.
Yeah, we wrote a song together.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yep. What is Anisha talking about?
Oh, Anisha.
I cannot. What is going on?
I'm not dealing with Anisha. She already put some rum in this coffee or something.
Aisha and Dante, God says Aisha and Dante are the only couple of the season. I agree. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see nobody else on the couple's couch at the reunion.
Only ones who seem like they're actually making a genuine connection.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And Dante of all people, the 3 baby mamas and the 3. I would never have thought Dante would have found a match, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Like Aisha's done having kids. He has his kids. Like her kids are about to graduate. It's like, come on. It's super, super perfect that that they make it work. Like I really like them together, and his emotional maturity is there, which is super important. Outside of that, the people who are eliminated.
Anisha, be quiet.
Outside of that, the people who were eliminated might come on the reunion as a couple. I think well, obviously Camille and Cornelius. I also think Zadia and Naeem. I think they might come back. I think they might come back as a couple. I think who else got eliminated? No, that's it. Those two. And then as far as on the show, I know Phil and Sydney are gonna link. Aisha and Dante, I think they may make it to reunion. But what did you say?
This is why.
Anisha says Dante ready to settle down and have no, don't do that. No, because he said the girl, two of them are already been married. You know, does Dante give me broke boy vibes? No, he doesn't. He doesn't give me broke boy vibes. No, he seems like he has his stuff together. And Aisha better not pay no child support. Girl, heck no. I do see Aisha wanting to get married though. She's a serious relationship kind of girl. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Goddess, we need to rescue Cornelius.
He don't save him. He
don't want to be saved.
He don't. Stop doing that. What? All my life, she's trying to finish my sentences.
He do not want it. Like, let him have. If he want to go out his way and he really be going out his way to do that, then more luck, more power to you, buddy.
He's like, I mean, yeah, it's a red flag that she cursed me out at the Stop and Shop, but like, I like her though.
I can't.
I'm like, Cornelius.
You're right, Anisha. I hope that don't happen though. I hope their relationship is so good that he's not paying child support, because that's a
right.
That's
he said that
he
they're
said
all
it's so great. Yeah. So, oh my God. I mean, maybe Shiloh should call Tyrone. Okay. Because, but did she really have a true connect? Well, I think she did like Tyrone a lot. Did she?
But then he just jumped.
But then he
all his ex
he said, "I could see you as my wife."
That is interesting. The mirror image, the parallels between her, Tyrone being like, "I pick you," and she being like, oh. And then she being like, "I pick you," and he's like, "Woo."
Oh Lord.
What about that girl?
I don't know. I think that and then also like timing, like, you feel like you're a second pick. And that's another thing. I hope Naeem is not picking Zadia, because that was not her first pick. So it's kind of like you're the rebound kind of thing too. So it's like, I don't know why anybody would be comfortable feeling like, oh, okay, well, since I can't have him, I'll have you.
Wouldn't have chose you.
Even if it happens, that happens in the dating scene, but you don't know about it.
Y'all are funny as heck, bro.
I can't.
What does Dante do for a living? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Please, she shouldn't call him. I don't think so. I still feel some kind of way about how Tyrone did Carrie, but that's another.
Anisha says, but she can't use feel fine.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are too much. Goddess F says, I need to apply to be on their casting team because they made horrible choices.
Oh my gosh, girl.
They did, Goddess.
Lord have mercy.
They did terrible, girl.
Who's the same casting that they have for this show? They must have for Married at First Sight. Be Married at First Sight, because Basura.
Listen, Married at First Sight is coming up again with a new season.
Don't do this to me.
I don't think I could do it.
Don't do this.
I don't think I could do Married at First Sight. Be so crazy, like, and it'd be dragging. I'm just like, yo, like, this is too much.
I'm still recovering from Paige. And so
that was a lot.
I still have meetings every Wednesday for Paige.
Yeah, we need them to do better with the casting, for sure. But oh my gosh, you guys were so fun today. This was really, really good. We got a lot out. I think that most of us can agree that Shiloh was putting it on a little thick. I have seen, like Aisha mentioned earlier, somebody said that Shiloh should have, or Phil should have called the cops. I did see somewhere else someone mentioning that Zadia put in the finger on Dante's nose, is not okay, but Phil picking up Shiloh is okay, and trying to parallel that, and then that just doesn't make sense.
There's a big difference between me being angry, yelling at you, poking you in your nose, antagonizing you in an argument, and me seeing that you're going down a dark alleyway at 5 o'clock in the morning, and me going over there to pick you up to take you away from
that. Was
I don't know how
people
that's
keep trying to make that. They trying to compare those situations and try and say that, you know, Phil was wrong. And like we said earlier, like definitely Phil should just have been straight up with her, just say, I don't know, or it's Sydney, or whatever it is,
the answer was,
you should just give it to her. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I'll marry her.
Oh my gosh.
Deal.
I'll never remember.
I can't deal with Married at First Sight.
I was rewatching our, because it's so funny to me, our recap of the finale, and me and Spice were stressed. We was just like, look, y'all, we don't want to be here, but we promised you we would. So about Paige, like we were.
Oh my God, I can't. I agree, Anisha. Suga has said this in the past too. They should that they were going for storylines rather than real connections. When it comes to like, wait, I think I clicked on the wrong one. Oh, this is what I meant to click on. Hey, Anisha, I meant to say Suga agrees with that too. That it should be resort style.
I think I said that like a couple that they should all be in a house because we're missing everything. We come back a week later, and then now, so we went on 17 dates.
Yeah,
we went to the zoo. And he
met
my kids and my mom. And
we're like, so much happens off camera. We do not.
I thought you liked Bobby last week, and now you're like, Ricky, what's going on?
But it's tough because these people are in their 30s and 40s, and they have children, and they have careers. So it's not like real world where they're like 19, 20, 21, and they could just leave for like 3-4 months. Like it's so I get that why it's difficult because of the age range of the people. But you also said I think they were going to storylines rather than real connections. I don't know. I do think that they did want to just try and stay on the show longer. Every week, it's like everyone was just trying to find a way to stay on.
Y'all didn't really like these people for real.
Yeah,
let's keep it real.
Yeah, and a lot of it is for exposure. Goddess M said the viewers who watch these shows are grown. You want to see the real, no.
Yes, we can tell the difference. We can tell if it's genuine. Like we can pick up on it, even though it's through the screen. We can see what's going on here.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't make any sense for you to try to manufacture something and put something together that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
we know it doesn't make any sense. That's why we're bored.
We see right through it.
Hello,
because we all know Mumen wanted Walter. That's one thing we know for sure.
Ooh, child, she was upset.
She was mad. She was mad at. Anisha says they did for Rashida Simone season. They could do it again. They did. They was able to do that, I think, also because of COVID. But I like that. I like that.
Oh, she said that. Anisha said we're still in the panoramic too. That's true. So it's like, I guess they would have to get everybody tested and get them all in a house together, and then y'all snitches can't freaking.
I like that. I liked it when they did that.
Away. I don't know.
Yeah, we are still in the panorama now. Anisha said Corey should have never been
kept. Never.
That says a lot.
At what point?
That says a lot.
Even in his, because y'all can go back to the. I'm trying to tell you. You can go back to the review we did of the men, and I was like, I don't like.
It doesn't make
off
any
the
sense.
rip. We seen that. Oh no, this is not it. This is not a good prospect here.
Yeah.
So how y'all have all these people? I imagine it's like 3 or 4 people, and you're watching casting tapes and all this other stuff. None of y'all, what y'all did was, oh, he's gonna be good for TV. Oh yeah, we're gonna.
The first date king. That's who y'all choose. Okay, that's a lot. Like, come on now. Corey's not a bad person, but he's not ready for love, and anybody can see that from a mile away. Come on.
His thought process is like very immature.
Yeah,
and, it kind of gives follower, like he's trying to rack up as many women as possible, and
yeah, definitely.
It's not husband material at all. It's not lead a household material. It's not happening.
But yeah, I like that. At the end of the day, we're on the last episode next week, and then after that, we get to see the reunion. I feel like the reunion is gonna be spicy.
It is, especially with this whole situation.
Yep. I think that I two things that I really want to see happen at the reunion. I want Zadia to make amends and apologize. I need Zadia to come out and be like, "Yo, I was bugging. I really need that from you, sis." Because I really like Zadia. And the way that she showed she had that moment, very disappointing. I need her to like really just be like, I was wrong for that. And then not just that, the way she talked about Aisha, very unbecoming. And I really need Shiloh to drop this narrative that she's trying to bring up with Phil. If she comes on that reunion and she's still on this scene, whatever wave she's on, I'm gonna be highly disappointed in her as well. But yeah, thank you guys. You guys were so much fun today. Hope you guys have a really good rest of your Sunday.
Before we go, 3 things I want to say.
Okay.
1, rest in peace, Betty White.
Oh my God,
I'm
yes.
the biggest Golden Girls fan. And I was like, I knew it was coming, but
at 99, just shy of
the
100.
last one left. 2, we want to, like I said before, over the next couple months, we want to push more content out for you guys to enjoy. And being that you guys are the ones enjoying it, leave a comment on this video on what types of content you would like to see us do. Like, would you like to submit questions to us and have us do a Q&A? You know, would you like us to, don't forget, if you have questions or anything you want advice on, send it to our email. I was gonna say my personal email. No, that's not it. Sugar and Spice 88@gmail.com. You know, do you want us to try a food or just we're
mukbang story time?
Yeah, oh child, we got some stories. Yeah, leave a comment and tell us what you would like to see from us this year.
Yeah.
Also, hit the like.
Yes, please
hit the like. Leave a comment, subscribe,
and share the video.
We're on the road to 1K subscribers. We need the engagement.
Yes, so definitely look us out in that way. We appreciate you guys.
For real.
Yeah, and all those good things. Anisha says, new year, new me. If the Rona can create different versions of itself, so can you. Holla.
And that's just facts on facts.
And that's all period poo. Love that. So we appreciate you guys. It was fun this Sunday.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Right? And we'll see you guys next week or this week. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
good energy.
Today we gonna share
good energy.
I go to work. Today gonna be a great day.
Wake up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day. All about that positivity and raising up your frequency. If you